up? It's Dean Soto with freedomin5minutes.com, and today we're talking about 10xing your business with Judo solutions. But before we get into that, actually this is a Judo solution because I could have done this out of wood, but I did it out of pallets. Look at that. Only took about 45 minutes to an hour. Made that beautiful compost pile at the homestead. Oh, amazing. So 10xing your business with Judo solutions, that and more coming up. All right, cool. So what the heck is a Judo solution? Well, to understand that, first we got to understand the martial art, but even before that, you're probably thinking, Dean, why in these videos, especially if you're putting this on LinkedIn, Dean, why are you always walking around on your land? Why are you not in an office why are you not in an office with your 30 plus people that you have on your team and, dictating in a nice suit and tie what everyone should do and all these different tips? Well, it's because I'm using a Judo solution. I'd rather much be on my land with my family doing homesteading or doing whatever it is I want than utilizing a physical place to give a specific persona. In fact, I think this is way cooler. I'd listen to somebody like this way over somebody who's in a suit and tie anyway. Someone who, a systems consultant who doesn't need to be in a suit and tie and telling people what to do. He's just doing his thing, right? That's a true system consultant. Anyway, so all that being said, that's why I do this. These coffee, walkie, and talkies with Miss Luna over there. The second thing is, what the heck is Judo? Judo is a martial arts where you're utilizing the momentum of another person to throw them onto the ground. You're utilizing the resources that you have on hand. Sure, there are plenty of ways to get people onto the ground in complex, very, doing hurricane kicks and all this other stuff and knocking them out and get them on the ground. Or you can figure out a way to utilize that person's momentum to, boom, drop them. The same thing goes with doing a Judo solution for your business, okay? For me, this is a Judo solution. I like taking walks in the morning. I like walking my dog. I love my land. I love talking about this stuff. And so I'm going to do it this way because it kills so many birds with one stone. The same goes with many tasks that you have. One of the worst things you can do is hire somebody for a specific task. If you need transcription, I need to hire a transcriptionist. If I have a copywriting need, I need to hire a copywriter, because that is an immense amount of resources that's put into that one single task, right? Or if I'm going to build a complex system around it, or spend a ton of money on technology, that's an immense amount of resources. What we want to do is utilize what we have right now, maybe add in a few things here or there, utilize the resources we have, and deliver maximum efficiency with very little effort. So that's what we're going to be talking about in the next few minutes.
Luna, do you hear them, baby? What?
All right, so real world example of a Judo solution. So there is a client that we have that wanted to hire a transcriptionist. I kind of alluded to this beforehand. Wanted to hire a transcriptionist. So what was their thinking? We need transcriptions done. Let's hire a transcriptionist, right? We need somebody who has that skill. And that's true, that would solve the problem, but it would also bring in a tremendous amount of cost. And then think about it. What can a transcriptionist do? They can transcribe things. That's about it, right? And so, that being said, was that the best solution? Was that the Judo solution? Was that the best way to go about it? What was the issue? They had a problem. The problem was they needed things transcribed, right? That was the major problem. They needed things transcribed, and they didn't really care how that happened, but they had videos, that needed to be transcribed so that they can give them as additional content to their customers. So that was the major problem. The knee-jerk reaction is obviously to hire a transcriptionist. But what was the Judo solution? Judo solution, thanks to my consulting, the Judo solution was to utilize artificial intelligence and to utilize their virtual systems architects. Utilize a virtual systems architect because they actually wanted to hire another person as well. So what did that mean? That mean that we could use a piece of software, there's a lot of them out there, use a piece of software to transcribe 90% of it. In fact, if they had a backlog of 50, we could literally copy and paste into the software, have the thing transcribed almost like a professional transcriber, 95% accurate, sometimes for free, and then have the virtual systems architect do it. The beauty of it is that the person doing this not only could get that thing transcribed, they went and QC'd it, so it's a better quality anyway. And then from there, they're able to do just about any other task. They could do it faster than a normal transcriptionist. And at the same time, they could do copywriting, they could do marketing, they could do whatever because they're trained in systems. So they would create these processes based off of whatever. And so not only did they have a transcriptionist, they had somebody who was a blank slate that could do so many more things, right? And so that was a Judo solution that delivered way more benefit than somebody who just did transcription. All right, so how do you know when you can actually implement a Judo solution? Well, there's really two things. One is systems. Always have systems in your mind. The more that you have a system already, the more that you can actually devise little things that can change out. So if I already had a system for transcribing, or let's say for inventory management or something like that, as new technologies come available, or new methods, or new people, or new whatever, you can pop them into the system in and out, right? The second thing, this is more intangible, is always being as lazy as possible. Hire slowly. Big time is a big thing. Hire slowly and be as lazy as possible. So all that being said, what do I mean by being lazy? Being lazy, when you're lazy, you'll think of ways to get out of whatever it is that you don't want to do, right? You know, our culture doesn't like being lazy. But if you have a problem, do you really want to go and research a ton of technology and software that's expensive and then get on a sales call, go through some demos, then have to hire them to come implement it and blah, 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 blah? Or would you rather just figure out what the heck you have already and see if there's a solution? It's actually easier. It seems like it's harder, but it's actually easier to be lazy about it and see what resources you have and find a solution. My friend Matt from Camrock, who's also a client, he had a ton of inventory that was sitting on a shelf. He has a virtual systems architect. What did he have him do? All that inventory that wasn't selling, had him list on Amazon, and all that stuff started flying off the shelf. Went from zero to $40,000 in revenue, just about a month of that inventory that was just sitting there. So be lazy. He could have found so many other complicated means to do it, but he was lazy, which is great, and utilizes the staff that he had on hand to do what he needed. All right, so that's all the time I have for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to go to www.freedomin5minutes.com. Go check out Masterclass there. We have a business process scorecard. We have a lot of stuff over there. And also, feel free to leave a comment on this video. I try to keep these under 10 minutes, but I'd love to do a video on your comments or questions. So, Dean Soto, Freedom in 5 Minutes. I'll catch you later. Be as lazy as possible.